If you don't have a sketchbook in your life, you need to change that right now. You gotta change it. Change your life up. This is me on the train. I think I was going on my way to buy some khakis or something. Some much needed clothes shopping. As you can see, I think looks like 3/4 of these 2 pages are already filled or sort of unusable. So I wanted to fill out the upper right hand portion of this, that last quarter. I started out with a woman who was sitting in front of me. She was a little too movie. She was moving around a lot, so I had to make up a lot of this shit in my head. She was wearing a really dark hat, and you had to make up a lot of her face because she moved too much. Too much movement. When that happens, you have to rely on your visual library, stuff that you figured out on your own through practice. This right here doesn't look anything like what she looked like. Since I had to make so much of it up, and you could barely get a look at it. And I wanted to do something where the negative space inside of her face would look like a forest. So you get a little moon circle right there. Some trees. Be pondering for a sec. Before I shade in that hat. I think her head sits well on that weird pipe shape that's under her. Some kind of a thing. Oh yeah, I also want to draw attention to the Cyberman on the left. I had a lot of fun drawing him before all of this. He's one of the many drawings I've done when I was half passed out, and some lady was sitting next to me. She probably thought I was nuts. Drawing some dude with one leg, Oscar Pistorius style. Alright, finishing up that forest. It doesn't really look like a forest. Maybe it does in some other dimension. Alright, now some of my favorite things, little tendrils and noodle-like shapes that I scatter about the page randomly, just wherever I feel like it. This little cyber thug put a shape around his finger that pierces the noodle, or at least I guess it goes through it, right across the page. Like that. Like so. Yeah, having a sketchbook is good for so many reasons, but learning how to control your pen, how you control your writing utensil, put down marks exactly where you want them to be, and it trains you to be confident in your lines and know where your lines are going to go, where your marks are going to go, and when you'll get to a point where if you're just letting your hand dance around the page, stuff will come out at you and it'll suggest things and you can go with it. I'll show you an example of that in a minute. This is another woman, very pretty looking. She looked West Indian or something. Sorry, no white girls this time. You meme lovers out there. This West Indian chick. Very dark eyes, I remember. Dark lips. Or at least her lipstick was very dark. Yeah, this was a fun one to draw because she was very still, which is the most you can want out of a subject. Oh, also, for Dendy Crew on Twitter, I drew a tiny Biggie Smalls. You probably can't really see it. It's to the left of right where I'm drawing. The little guy with the hat. One eye bugging out. Shout out to Dendy Crew and his weird ass music. Little kiss of ink on that nose. Just a little. That's all you need sometimes is a little dab. A little dab of ink. Right now I'm drawing with a Pentel RSVP pen. Very simple pen to use. Holds a lot of ink, and it I think it's very conservative with its ink. It's not like a gel roller or anything, but it's a very efficient ballpoint pen. You're going through a tunnel. Adding those eyebrows on. I really don't draw anybody smiling. Those specks on the right, I think at this point I was investigating those specks and thinking about how they relate to. That was unintentional. I'm listening to some good music right now. What am I listening to? TV on the radio is what I was listening to at this point. Just feeling those tracks. Right here, a guy was standing in front of me with some big Conan O'Brien hair, and I wanted to draw him and separate his head at the cheekbone so that it looks like one of those things where I don't know how to describe it. Sort of like VHS tracking where things are moving left to the left and the right, going crazy. But this guy moved too much, and I think he was about to catch me. So he was it was very likely that he was going to catch me drawing him. I don't want that attention. Like if you catch me, I just don't want it to be obvious. I don't want anyone to make a scene or anything like that. Not that it's ever happened. Doing my favorite thing, adding eyeballs. Yeah, so again, at this point, making shit up because I already know how to draw a face. I've done so many of them that I don't have to draw him. It would have just been nice if I could do that. Back of his head. You see what I mean? I wanted to have it sort of split, like it was moving. They were moving at different points. Maybe it's anime style or something. And I was playing with the negative space, trying to make it look like right here I was thinking I could make it like a rocket ship or something. And I added a cap to the top of his head, and I'll add some teeth after this to that. And there's a weird eyeball skull cap on. Some blemishes on his cheeks. If you have any recommendations for the next go out and draw video, let me know. And I will probably take your suggestions. I think I'm really close to adding the teeth at this point. Or not. Sort of filling out this bulbous mass. I can't talk. Yeah, instead of rocket ship smoke, it ended up being some tumorous growth. So yeah, this is me playing around with shapes, just seeing where it'll go. And for those of you who wonder how people come up with ideas that are fleshed out, that turn into big weird drawings, this is exactly how it happens. At this point I've spent 30 minutes drawing, and the third thing that I draw ends up being something that I think I can go with. I look at what I like is the right half of this thing. I think I can use it for a final illustration. Something with you see a guy's head, you see this giant bulbous thing coming out of it. I'd make it multicolored, I could make the eyeballs blink, I could do so much stuff with it. So that's an idea I want to chase. Maybe within the next few weeks you'll see a final version of this. Me jamming out again. Jamming out to the sounds of TV on the radio. Their new album Seeds just came out. Go listen to that. It's good. Listen to that song Ride. It's a really good song. Also, Happy Idiot is a good song. Here's a closer look at the final product. Final sketch. I'll probably do a Dom Diggs this week for Seeds, and I want to use this drawing as a template. Check out some other videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon.